Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and there is only one Chaos Arcana left. Then I will have had a look at all of the different signature Arcana in the game. Then all that will be left would be to put them in a ranking formats. So obviously, we are going with Distortion Beam. Pardon me. And that is what Distortion Beam does. And hey, it's a Charge Arcana, so you get a couple of those. And looks like each charge has about a 4.5 second cooldown. Which is not accurate because I'm wearing the Tempo Robe. That's an oops on my behalf. Hold on. Let's change this bad boy up. So it's probably about a 5 second cooldown. Or maybe just a little over 5 seconds? Either way, Distortion Beam takes a while to cool down. It's a bit of a glutton for your time, but you see what the spell does and the kind of range it does it with? Now, let's be completely fair about this. This spell probably isn't quite as good as the Knight's, but you have more control over it, which I personally value a little bit more. Also, I just finished eating, so throat's got some gunk in it. I apologize for that. I know that's probably not what you wanted to hear today, but just being honest. And classic soundtrack. Alright. Alright, so full disclosure, one of my viewers recommended a build for Distortion Beam, but I can't remember where it is, and I lost it in my YouTube comments section, so I am very, very sorry. Actually, real quick, let me see if it's in my Discord. If it's in my Discord, then we still have a shot at doing that. Otherwise, I would like to ask that you just repost the build in either the comments or my Discord, and we'll go from there. But let me see if it's in my Discord somewhere first. Because I know there was a request when it came time for Distortion Beam. I just need to find it. Oh, hey, there is also a recommendation for Absolute Finale. So maybe what I'll do is I'll start going over some of these. I'll start going over some of these, like, after I'm done with this and we start doing more kind of interesting variety builds. Okay, so I have some recommendations, but I don't think I have the one that was recommended. I got one more place to look. Because I have definitely been posting some things. I hope I didn't, like, bump it completely out. You know what? I don't think I have that anymore. So I'm just gonna put together what I feel will be a decent build for Distortion Beam. But if you could repost the idea that you had for Distortion Beam, I will gladly pick it up and give it a shot. That was the intention today, and then I realized, oh crap, I don't think I have it. I don't think I have the build on me. So you have my utmost apologies. I'm obviously interested in trying out that build, and I know there was a little while of you guys just sitting there watching me fiddle with my phone, so actually you didn't get to watch anything. I was just fiddling with my phone. So thank you for being patient. Alright, so we are definitely going with the Tempo Robed for the cooldown reduction. Now, my first thought is to take Dragon Circuit, but Radiant Beat would actually be an interesting close range option. But Dragon Circuit does close range as well, so maybe I'm overthinking things, as I tend to do frequently, all the time actually. Some things don't require as much thought as I give them. Yeah, I think we go Dragon Circuit. Then for this, let's see. I'm gonna take Wavefront. And for this, there we go. That seemed like a good setup. I think that seems like a good setup. Though I think, actually, let me give myself a safe setup. A little safety. Not gonna hurt anything. So obviously, Distortion Beam is a spell that gets multiple charges, so you can cast it twice. Obviously, it pierces over enemies. It has wonderful range. Now, the range is not quite as good as Aqua Beam, which is pretty obviously the closest comparison to Distortion Beam. But its system has got 10 charges that just go down quickly when you cast the spell. This is just one charge after another. There we go. Alright, now unless I'm missing something, I think we can just go. There's no particular place where I feel I have to start. Which is why I talked to Malind for no reason. Yeah, let's just go and see what happens. Alright, classic crew again. Classic. Now, because it ends in a single hit burst that does like 20, I believe it does 25 damage at base. Like right now it's doing 29, but and there's the signature. It lasts so long, and it covers so much ground. Like, yeah, the signature here is just ridiculous. And with how much ground it covers and how wide the swath of dark beams are, this spell really gets a lot of work done. How you like them? How you like them long, lingering hitboxes, huh? Pretty impressive, isn't it? Oh, lovely. There's one area where the knights definitely shine over the beam, is that it won't get stuck on a random pillar. But then you cast the signature and realize the pillar never mattered. Because you see, the real pillar is the friends we made along the way. Oh, and in case you're wondering why I'm getting so many signatures, Distortion Beam charges itself up very well. Like, it does a lot of small hits leading up to that big hit that hits for, I believe it's a base of 25. So, just based off of how much damage this beam does, you get your money's worth and then some. Okay, we're gonna grab those two. We haven't even found the boss room yet. Oh goodness, is we lost? Is we lost, everybody? What do you mean, are we lost? You know what, grammar Nazi? Shut up, you're no fun. Okay, knock it off. Yeah, but I have a dagger and I attack really fast. I can stay at your flank and shank your kidneys. Fuck you! There's the boss room. Alright, so let's go ahead and upgrade Dragon Circuit then. I don't know if I want any of these other spells. And I accidentally bumped my desk, and I'm making a whole bunch of noise now, so forgive me for being a dum-dum. There. Yeah, we're good. We'll just move on. Arcana Rewards card. Alright, well, we'll make use of that in the next level, because I don't want any of these Arcana. What I would really like is some Electric Arcana that I can use against Freya. Darkseid, you already have an Electric Arcana. You know what? Shut up. Why don't you take your logic and go to bed? Ow. Oh my god. So, because this spell charges up its own signature relatively fast, I think it's safe to say that you have a little bit... You have... Like, its cooldown time might be a little bit lesser than you think, just because it's so easy to get signatures with this spell. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not going out of my way to charge signatures. This spell is just really good at doing that job, partially because of its damage and partially because it's how it tramples over enemies. Ooh, that's a mimic. Alright, well, we are going to have to see if there's a way we can turn that to our advantage. Probably won't be a very strong mimic, but you know what? I think it'll work out. Ow. So we'll buy that in preparation for selling that off to the Mimic. Sell is not the right word. Now, Darkseid, I believe the right term is Mimic Bait. Yeah, but is it really bait if I'm giving it over willingly? I'm not trying to lure the Mimic, I'm just adopting it and feeding it a bunch of stuff. You know, the equivalent of, like, dog biscuits, essentially. You know, magical dog biscuits. Oh, there's a freebie, but I want to heap that one. Now, one thing I want to test, because that interaction that just happened there reminded me. Does this spell trample over enemy projectiles? Yeah, that's what was supposed to happen. So, I should also point out, yes, the signature does kind of terraform around the terrain a bit. So, take that for what it's worth. Yeah, give me this. Give me the fucking slippers. And give me that. Alright, so what are we looking to keep? We want to keep this. We want to keep this. Honestly, everything else can go. There we go, 40. Not bad. That's right. Beams of darkness will wash over your soul and seal your fate. Oh, Darksage is role-playing as an edgelord. That's awesome. What, have y'all never doomed your opponent's souls to an eternity in the abyss? Come on. It's around. That can't just be me. Okay, so I guess the other portals got stuck in the wall, and that's why I only got one single beam down the center of the room. And yet that still worked well enough. Yes, Distortion Beam is quite good. The idea that you get multiple charges of it means that this has a wonderful amount of synergy with Ring of Resolve. What? Just making shit up now. Ring of Reserve builds. Matter of fact, this or Flame Cleaver are probably your best signature options for a build that reserves around. I can't talk today. That revolves around the Ring of Reserves. Dragon Circuit! Yes, that would be a good signature option too. You know what? There's a lot of good signature options for Ring of Reserves. I mean, honestly, you could also run Ring of Reserves with Aqua Beam. Yeah, no one thought of that except for everybody. So yeah. Earthquake Axe. Interesting. Oh, we all know how I feel about Earthquake Axe, so this ought to be a lot of fun. Especially with the build we have going on with our big old chunky Mimic. And let's erase the room, except for this guy. Alright, so we have yet to find Iris, and that makes me a little sad. But with only 5% of the labyrinth left to search, she can't be very far. And of course, she would be in the last place I look. Well, I sure hope so. Hey, Darkseid, you find Iris? Yeah, but I'm still looking for her. Just in case we're living in a parallel universe or something. Multiverse is a big place. You never know when you'll run into someone more than once. Alright, and moving on to the next floor with pocket change. I can't even take the bus with this many gold coins. Darkseid, I thought the bus only cost 2 gold coins. Oh, you just happen to know bus economy on gold coins? Like, honestly, and, you know, this is an honest question. I want to know what you guys think. How good do you think Lenova's public transportation is? Like, do you think it's remarkable, average, you know? Do they have crappy public transportation, or does it not matter because everyone knows how to fly or teleport anyway? You know, give me a comment. Let me know what you think while you're trying to focus on seeing how good Distortion Beam is, which, you know, very good. I thought we already went over this. And with the amount of space that it covers, the amount of range that it has, it's obviously excellent damage, and that's even before you take into account things that are boosting your damage. Like, there's a lot that this spell can do, and it would be a damn shame if you had never used this signature. And you use the signature, and you just shower your enemies in doom. What's not to love? Darkseid, what does it feel like to shower in doom? Kind of like eating a hot pocket fresh out of the microwave. And for those of you who said that sounds like molten lava, you would be correct. I am pretty sure the idea behind the Hot Pocket was conceived of by one of Satan's middle managers anyway. Hey, what are we putting this bread into this little bread pocket that'll just make people absolutely horrified? I vote for Molten Hot Magma. I like this guy's style. Alright, I'm in. dare you? You couldn't just die faster? And you're already being showered in Hot Pockets. Are they pepperoni pizza flavored? No, you don't understand. Molten hot magma. That's all you need to know. That's the only thing that's ever in Hot Pockets. Oh, yep, the Distortion Beam does actually cancel out enemy projectiles. That's amazing. Now, Zeal, she might not mind being bathed in molten hot magma, but no one ever says you want that shit directly in your mouth. Oh, look at that. We get a second opportunity at a hobo sack. Even I'm not that cruel. See what a big hitbox that has? That sounded like an innuendo. Get your head out of the gutter. Yeah, that's another thing that I particularly like about Distortion Beam is that the hitbox for each individual beam is definitely a good deal more forgiving than you would think. Honestly, I don't even want any of these. And this is just such an amazingly powerful spell that, yeah, anyone who knew that this was coming, and honestly everyone knew it was coming because it was right there, it was the last one. But yeah, anyone who's used this spell definitely knew that it's gonna rank high. But honestly, the rest of the build around it is definitely making things a lot easier. I probably could have gotten away with Bolt Rail if I'm being honest, but... And there's nothing saying that you can't run Distortion Beam alongside a more melee-focused build, it just... that doesn't seem to be the best place for it. Now, it doesn't have as good of range as Aqua Beam, so you're not going to be sniping fuckers from, like, across the map or anything with it. But it's got definitely enough range to hit all the way at the opposite end of the room about this size. And generally, I mean, when are you going to need any more range than that? Be honest with yourself. But let us now be completely fair. The extra range of Aqua Beam is still a plus, even if it is completely overkill. One thing I got to demonstrate there was an actual negative of the spell, which is that it does take a few frames to start up. Now, the question you might be asking yourself right about now is, Dark Sage, with the kind of range and damage that it has, is that really important? And no, it's not! But I want to make sure that all of our bases are covered and we do have all of the relevant information. And you did see that startup, trip me up with how fast the monsters were moving, so... Hey, Exploding Fireball. Too bad I'm not taking Fire Arcana this time. Now, there isn't a ton of nuance to this spell. Let's just say it like it is. This spell is just meant for pure damage. Just pure, upfront, in your face, no nonsense, no bullshit. Straight up, pure motherfucking damage. And you know what? It does its job well. But see, here's the thing about that notion. It's not even entirely true, just because of how much range the spell has. Like, it's so good at keeping enemies off your back, especially since the hitbox of the beam lingers there for a while. And don't even get me started about how long the signature stays still. You can probably file your taxes the amount of time that it gives you. I know I debated that one earlier, but I'm just going to stick with what I have now. Yeah, look at, you can just draw enemies into an already active beam and kill them. And then the Dragoon will jump over it and make you feel silly. Oh, now you give me the book? Come on. Alright. I have no real way to make 5 more coins, otherwise I would pick up the balloon. Darkseid, I thought you hated the balloon. I do, but if I had picked up the balloon, I could have made a Stephen King's It reference. And yes, I know it's not red, but sometimes you just have to work with what you have. Beautifully done. Mine is better, even though it only goes in one direction instead of 8. And yes, this is definitely one of the spells that I recommend taking into the Phase 3 Sura fight. It would... Like, honestly, it's either this, Aqua Beam, or Phantom Brigade. Those are your best signature options against Super Sura. You know, for those who haven't beaten him yet. But that is Distortion Beam, and also the end of the Signature Arcana Spotlight series. So I want to very much thank you all for tuning into this series with me. I appreciate you coming and spending a heck of a lot of your free time just watching me talk about these spells, rate them, and share my opinions. It really does mean the world to me, and I know I say it in every video, but believe me when I say that I am 100% aware that I wouldn't even have a channel without you guys, so thank you very much. It does really mean a lot to me that you guys are interested in my work. So, until Wizard of Legend 2 comes out, we're probably just going to do some requested builds. So if you guys have any build requests, by all means, let me know in either my Discord or in the YouTube comments. I swear I won't lose it this time. I really do mean it. And yeah, I'm going to start working on hammering out those tier list videos. So there might be a little bit less editing than you're used to. But at the same time, I also want to make sure that those are out and ready to go before Wizard of Legend 2 drops. I might be in over my head. Some of them might have to come out after Wizard of Legend 2 drops because it is dropping in early access. So there might be some bugs and kinks that need to be ironed out. We'll see. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for tuning in and watching my stuff. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody.